Hey, welcome back to the podcast. I'm Cortney and I'm here with Matt. Today we're going to get into something a lot of people overlook when ordering chicks. The difference between straight run, pullets, and assortments and how to actually choose the right one.
Yeah, this is one of those decisions that seems small, but it really affects how your whole flock turns out.
Exactly. So if you're planning to order soon, this will help you avoid some pretty common mistakes. All right, let's get into it. So Matt, what do straight run, pullets, and assortments actually mean when you're ordering chicks?
Yeah, so the biggest thing is just understanding what you're actually getting because the term sounds simple, but it means very different things. So, straight run, those are chicks that are a mix of males and females, about 50-50. So, if you're raising hens for eggs, half might not be useful. So for pullets, pullets are all females, which is ideal if you want predictability, egg production. And assortments are a hatchery selected mix of breeds and sexes, which is fun for variety but makes planning for eggs harder. So hatcheries label them this way so you can choose based on whether you want all hens, simple mix, or just variety.
Right. And I think a lot of beginners assume that they're all basically the same, just different pricing. This actually ties into a blog we recommend around choosing the right type of your flock goals. We'll mention that in the description if you want to take a look at that as well.
Okay, so Courtney, when does ordering straight run actually make sense?
Yeah, so straight run can be a really good option, but only if you're prepared for what it comes with. So they are lower cost. So if you want to save some money, it's a good option. It's good for meat and breeding purposes. So if you're kind of wanting the and male ratio of getting more birds, it does work if the buyer is okay managing the roosters. So you are going to have a lot more roosters than you would in the 90% guarantee with our females. So just having a plan with what to do with those roosters if you do get too many. Normally they'll get along pretty well if they're raised up together that way, then they usually do okay. But you know how roosters can be. So just having a plan for if things go chaotic with all the roosters, basically.
Right, because getting more roosters than expected can become a problem real fast.
Yes, especially if you don't have a plan for them. So having a plan for them is what I recommend for sure. So Matt, why do most backyard keepers lean towards pullets instead?
Pullets are really about predictability, especially if your main goal is eggs. So when you get all females, you know that every chick you raise will grow into an egg-laying hen. So you can plan exactly how many eggs you'll get and when. It also makes flock management much easier because you don't have to worry about separating roosters or dealing with crowing, aggression, or unexpected breeding. So for most backyard keepers, especially beginners or families, this is a huge advantage. And it keeps things simple, safe, beginner friendly, and it makes your daily care and planning much less stressful. Basically, pullets give you a straightforward, reliable start for a small flock.
Exactly. You're paying more upfront, but you're removing a lot of the guesswork for the future.
Yep, it makes the whole setup a lot smoother. So, Courtney, where do assortments fit into all of this, and who are they actually for?
So assortments are kind of like the middle ground, but they only work if you're flexible. So flexible would be the first option, less control over exact breeds or ratios. They are good for beginners who want a variety. So this is going to give you a lot of different variety because there's a lot of assortments out there depending on what you're wanting, whether different colored eggs or just a good assortment to look at in the yard. I call them yard ornaments. And this would also work for people not tied to specific outcomes. So people that don't have a goal really in mind and just want to get a flock like the new owners you were talking about and have something in the yard to look at and something that might produce an egg or two or something like that. So this definitely be our most flexible option for sure.
Right, you're trading control for variety.
That's right. So what do you think, Matt? Which can be great as long as you understand what's going on?
Hopefully, this helps you think through your order a little more intentionally.
Before you buy, just take a second and ask what your actual goal is, eggs, meat, or just flexibility.
And make sure what you're ordering actually lines up with that.
Exactly. That's one decision can save you a lot of stress later on.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye for now. Thanks, guys.
See you guys.